Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, if you've ever been denied access to Navy Federal, they don't want to give you an account for whatever the reason, or they even denied you a personal loan and you're with them, I'm going to share with you what I think you should do to be able to get access to capital that's better than Navy Federal. Okay, so these are some of the best credit unions I would actually take a look at. Now, the first one I would tell you about is Chevron Federal Credit Union. Now, they're non-geo restricted, just like Navy Federal. The only downside about it is they only go up to 25,000. However, here's the thing about it. You can join through the Financial Fitness Association, okay? So they make it very easy for you to join. Plus, there's another thing, is that they have credit cards. Now, these here credit cards that they offer is through Elan Financial. And so since they're through Elan Financial, they pull TransUnion just like the regular credit union with Chevron, okay, with their personal loans. Now, why am I telling you about the personal loans? If you all seen my recent video, I was trying to explain to you, with their personal loans, you get 90 days before you even make your first payment. Okay, so that's the reason why I was telling you guys this here credit union is definitely, I think, would probably be a better situation, especially if you could deny. Now, again, going back to Elan Financial, well, guess what? They use TransUnion FICO 9 as well, just like with Navy Federal with their credit cards, all right? But the thing about it, you don't have to have an internal score in order to get approved. Now, I would tell you it would help. And the reason it would help, because when you're trying to get their personal loans and lines of credit, and that's another thing they have up on Navy Federal, is that they actually offer lines of credit. And I always tell you guys, if you have the option between a personal loan or a line of credit, get the line of credit. Because when you pay back that loan, you have to reapply for it. But with that line of credit, you can use that line of credit over and over, just like a revolving credit card. And going back to those credit cards in reference to Elan Financial, guess what? They give you convenience checks to liquidate that those credit cards. So that means if you want access to the actual cash, when they get you approved, they will send you out convenience checks. All right. So that's the reason. Now, do not get Chevron Federal Credit Union mixed up with the Chevron Gas Card. Okay. Now, the Chevron Gas Card is issued through Synchrony Bank, okay, and they pull TransUnion as well. But those are two separate products. So their credit cards through Chevron Federal Credit Union is not the same as the Chevron Gas Card. So just keep that in mind. So that one would be the first credit union I would take a look at. The second credit union I would take a look at is BCU. Baxter Credit Union. And the reason is because they use a Vantage TransUnion 3. Okay, excuse me. The thing about it is because they use the Life Money U. Now, the interesting thing about it, TransUnion, it makes it much easier because I always tell you about adding the authorized users and stuff like that. However, one of the things about it they have the advantage of, again, they have the line of credit as well as the personal loans, okay, as well as the credit cards, all right? And then one of their credit cards actually starts at $5,000. That's usually going to be like your Visa Signature Cash Rewards card. When you're looking for a credit card that starts at $5,000, there's 3 type of credit cards, okay? So there's your Visa Signature that usually starts at $5,000. Then your Visa Infinite that starts at $5,000. Then your World MasterCard, okay? But they offer the Visa cards instead of the MasterCards, all right? So if you're looking to start out with a $5,000 limit, that's the credit card you want to go with, all right? Now, the next credit union I would definitely tell you to look at is SDFCU. That's the State Department Federal Credit Union. Now, the reason is because they go up to $100,000 on their personal loan Plus, they actually will give you 90 days before you make your first payment. All right. Now, the difference with them is that they use a mortgage score, mortgage to experience score. All right. Now, for those of you that never seen your mortgage scores or whatever, I'll put a link below so you can get access to it. But if you know your mortgage score, there are credit unions that still use that scoring system. All right, to make it much easier. Now, you also have NASA, and I talk about NASA a lot because, again, they are score friendly as well and inquiry sensitive, meaning that if you have over 6 inquiries, they still will work with you as well. Now, here's the thing about it with NASA. They pull Experian, okay? They use Experian Vantage 4. All right. So that's the reason why I would take a look at them. And they offer not only the personal loans, they offer lines of credit as well as the credit cards. And you can triple dip with them. That's a good thing about with credit unions. You can use one hard inquiry to get multiple products. That's the reason I tell you guys, don't just waste a hard inquiry on a credit card. Make sure that if you get approved for that credit card, then go off out to that line of credit as well. Okay, it makes it so much easier for you to get access to capital. Now, another credit union that people like to use, and they're very favorable, is DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union, right? And so with DCU, the thing about it, Digital Credit Union, is that they pull Equifax 5, right? However, they do set the bar low for you to get qualified for not only the personal loans, but the credit cards as well. All right. So I'm just breaking this down so that you will be aware of which credit unions. If you can't work with Navy Federal doesn't want to give you a chance. OK, these are the top credit unions that I would tell you to actually look at. Now, you also have Veridian. Now, many people hear me talk about Veridian. Now, the way that you look at Veridian, they are a Vantage 3 credit union as well. Okay, so they're Vantage 3, BCU is a Vantage 3, not a FICO 9. All right, so I want to apologize to those because I don't want to mix things up. But with BCU as well as Veridian, they are Vantage 3 TransUnion. Okay, now with Veridian, here's the thing about it is that when you join through the Habitat of Humanities. Okay, once you join there, then when you sign up, they're going to want you to do like a video conference call. Okay, but again, once you're in, make sure that if you get approved for the credit card, you also go for the loan. All right, or go for the line of credit. That's very important. The reason is you may want to use that money to do other type of investments. Maybe you want to start a business, or you trying to pay off credit cards and stuff like that. Also looking at the credit cards that offer the 0% interest at least for 12 months or longer. So that's the reason why I tell you guys about certain credit unions. One of the more flexible banks to use one hard inquiry to get multiple products is with PNC Bank, okay? And they use Experian FICO 9. The thing about it, I would tell you, PNC, they do have a new credit card. It's the Cash Limited credit card, Visa Cash Limited credit card, starts at $5,000, all right? But the reason why, again, I would go with the credit unions over the bank is because sometimes the credit unions may be a little more flexible in terms of if you have a high DTI. Now, here's the thing about it. When you have a high DTI, that becomes more of a challenge for you to get a loan. All right. So when you have a high DTI, then that's when you want to look at institutions like Achieve. Because Achieve works with a 620 credit score, right? And it's a FICO 9, okay? So they do a pre-approval, so you won't get the hard inquiry. Then you have Universal Credit. Again, you have to have at least 2 years of history, at least 2 trade lines on the credit file. I would tell you with Achieve as well as Universal Credit, when you're going after those loans, I would tell you make sure that your income is at least 35,000 to 45,000 and above, okay? That makes it so much easier for you to qualify for, all right? So I just wanted to bring this video to you because I know sometimes when you get denied a Navy Federal account, a lot of people feel stuck because they don't know where to go. And so just giving you some options. If you have any other questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off of the credit, reach out to me. Thank you.